as a woman. Ain't that something? Beat every in Detroit, she's better than all of you. Does he have to go to the WNBA where he will score 840 points a
Dave Chappelle has kept challenging woke culture with his bold comedy. Despite facing backlash and attempts to censor him, the legendary comedian continues to speak out on transgender issues whenever he can.
Hey everybody, I feel like a white guy in this sweater and I want some goddamn respect and a bank loan. That's not gonna work.
Before we continue, I've got a quick request. If you're enjoying the video, please take a second to like it and subscribe to our channel. More than 99% of our viewers watch without subscribing, and your support helps us reach more people. It only takes a moment. Did you hit that subscribe button?
Great.
Thanks so much for your support. Now, let's dive back into the video, starting with this stand-up show where Dave Chappelle took aim at the LGBTQ community.
Is that no matter what you do in your artistic expression, you are never, ever allowed to upset the alphabet people. You know who I mean. Those people that took 20% of the alphabet for themselves. I'd say the letters, but I don't want to talking about them L's and them B's and them G's and the T's. People be surprised. I have friends, all kinds of letters. Everybody loves me and I
hold back, going straight for the heart of the issue, even though fellow comedian Kevin Hart was canceled for tackling the same topic.
I can't stop telling jokes about these niggas. I don't want to write these jokes, but I just can't stop.
It seems Chappelle feels confident in his long-standing career and believes he's earned the freedom to tackle any comedic material. He's clearly not afraid to push the limits of his comedy on this topic.
I think it's just one big movement. It's not. All those letters are their own movement. They just travel in the same car together.
What Dave said was clearly aimed at criticizing woke ideologies. He didn't hold back on sharing his opinions, and the audience seemed fired up, laughing along with his bold and funny delivery.
Hey, do you want to meet him? And I said, yes, I do. And it was the first time I could remember since my father died being excited. And the movie was called, and Jim Carrey was so immersed in that role that from the moment he woke up to the time he went to bed at night, he would live his life as Andy Kaufman. I didn't know that.
Dave Chappelle humorously blamed himself for causing all the issues, admitting that he just can't stop making jokes about the LGBT community. He says whatever consequences come his way, he's ready to face them.
So that everybody on the crew called him Andy. I didn't know any of that. I just went there to meet him, and when he walked into the room where we were supposed to meet, I screamed, Jim Carrey! And everyone said, no!
Chappelle's next job at the woke media came through his signature dramatic storytelling style, which hit the mark perfectly. He shared the story of the first time he met Jim Carrey, delivering it with the impact he intended.
And he was clearly Jim Carrey. I could look at him and I could see he was Jim Carrey. Anyway, I say all that to say, that's how trans people make me feel.
Chappelle describes meeting Jim Carrey on a movie set, noting how Carrey was deeply absorbed in the role he was playing. At this point, the audience, though entertained, had no clue where Chappelle was heading with the story.
The news all the time. Rachel Dolezal. She always says that. She's a white woman, but then she dressed. I always wanted to meet her just so I could understand. I just wanted to like have dinner with her so I could just look in her eyes and call her.
Dave Chappelle goes on to discuss Jim Carrey's entire work attitude, explaining how he had to spend the whole day pretending that Carrey was someone else.
Talking about, I identify black. That is trans talk, ladies. Stop biting. Stop biting. And them either, but I know they mean what they say. Them niggas cut their dicks off. Caitlyn Jenner was voted Woman of the Year. Her first year as a woman. Ain't that something? Beat every...
By the time Dave Chappelle delivers his final punchline, the audience is both shocked and amused. He compares the experience of pretending Jim Carrey with someone else to his feelings about transgender people, leaving everyone stunned yet entertained.
Me, if I was in a BET Awards sitting there and they're like, and the winner for the year, Eminem.
Dave Chappelle's comments about trans issues caught many off guard, but that's exactly the image he aims to project. He believes his unpredictable approach adds a layer of excitement to his persona, especially when paired with his signature comedic twist.
There is a fact. This is a fact. Every human being in this room, every human being on earth had to pass through the legs of a woman to be on earth. That is that trans women aren't women. I am just saying that those pussies that they got, you know what I mean?
Hey, if you do anything wrong in your life, and I find out about it, I'm going to try to take everything.
Dave Chappelle has consistently criticized Rachel Dolezal, targeting what he sees as her woke appropriation of Black identity. To Chappelle, her actions are both absurd and baffling.
That's you. That's what the audience sounds like to me. Comedy all the time, because y'all is the worst I've ever tried to entertain in my. I ran right over there. I said, I pointed right in the camera. I said, "You for doing this to me."
Dave Chappelle's humorous take on Rachel Dolezal eventually led to a comparison with transgender individuals. According to him, their claims are fundamentally different.
This fella's gay. Now, you know how I talk. I call everybody, you know what I mean? But that's not a right thing to do if they're gay, you know what I mean? And now his shirt was tied up in a knot like this. Oh, fuck this guy. Let's go. I thought we were going to come to blows. I had on minorities until they need to be white again. He was a lesbian. That crazy. Bitch, I didn't even know you was a woman.
Chappelle argues that it's easier to believe transgender individuals than people like Rachel Dolezal. He points out that trans individuals often undergo surgeries, which, in his view, makes their claims of dysmorphia more convincing.
I'm a woman. I said, what? Think about, okay, say LeBron James changed his, or because he's a woman, does he have to go to the WNBA where he will score 840 points a game?
In his next video, Chappelle cracks a joke about Caitlyn Jenner, a trans woman who was named Woman of the Year shortly after her transition.
Like, women are actually equal to men, then there would be no WNBA, would there? You would just be good enough to play in the NBA with us.
Dave Chappelle uses comedy as a way to express his frustration, making it clear just how deeply troubled he is by these societal changes. No matter how he delivers his message, his outrage is unmistakable.
Everybody, I feel like a white guy in this sweater, and I want some goddamn respect and a bank loan.
That's not gonna work. Yeah, I feel. Why should I go? You feel? It's a pronoun.
Her dick is popping out of her dress. You mind if I call an ambulance, champ? I'd rather not be at a party where a tranny ODs. There's too many questions to answer.
Dave Chappelle knows that many people hesitate to speak out about woke culture and trans issues. However, he's made it clear that he's not one of them. He intentionally sets himself apart from those who, in his view, shy away from voicing their opinions on these topics. Dave Chappelle never misses an opportunity to share his thoughts on issues related to wokeness. He has been a vocal critic of the trans movement and shows no signs of backing down. Dave Chappelle didn't hold back as he directly addressed cancel culture, calling out what he sees as the woke mob. He described it as a group of people constantly on the lookout for flaws in others, whether they're celebrities or everyday individuals.